Picture this. You walk into your local mall next month, and 3 of your favorite stores are simply gone. The lights are off, the shelves are empty, and the only thing left behind are faded, going out of business signs peeling off the glass. This isn't some dystopian prediction. This is the retail reality of 2025. Industry analysts project that over 15,000 stores will shutter across America this year alone, more than double the closures we saw in 2024. Decades-old brands, places we grew up shopping in, are disappearing faster than anyone expected. And here's the part that stings. Many of these retailers have been household names for over 80 years. Generations trusted them. Families depended on them. Now they're vanishing one by one. But the real shock? The wave isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. Today, we're counting down the 10 biggest retailers shutting their doors in 2025. And trust me, number 1 isn't just surprising. It marks the end of an American era. Let's get into it. Starting off our list is a retailer that has been fighting a losing battle in the digital age, GameStop. The company closed roughly 590 stores during its 2024 fiscal year, and it has already announced plans to shut down even more locations throughout 2025. Why? The answer is simple and brutal. When players can download full games directly to their PlayStation, Xbox, or PC without ever stepping outside, the old model of buying physical discs begins to collapse. GameStop attempted to pivot, focusing on retro consoles, collectibles, and branded merchandise, but it wasn't enough to reverse the decline. The closures are hitting small towns and dying malls first, where foot traffic has evaporated. Fewer shoppers means fewer trade-ins, fewer sales, and fewer reasons for GameStop to keep those doors open. But as tough as GameStop's situation looks, our next retailer is shutting down even more locations, and much faster. At number 9, we have Advance Auto Parts, which is closing a massive 523 corporate stores, exiting 204 independent locations, and shutting down 4 distribution centers. In total, that's more than 700 locations disappearing by mid-2025. For decades, Advance Auto Parts was the go-to destination for DIY mechanics and car enthusiasts. But here's the problem. Cars are becoming more complex. Modern vehicles require specialized computer diagnostics that most home mechanics simply can't perform. On top of that, competitors like AutoZone and O'Reilly Auto Parts have been steadily eating into their market share. The company has announced a 3-year financial plan to revive its struggling business, but thousands of employees are losing their jobs in the process. And if you've got a project car sitting in your garage, it might be smart to stock up on parts now. Speaking of stocking up, our number 8 retailer is closing stores that have served American families for generations. Number 8, Foot Locker. This iconic sneaker retailer plans to close more than 400 stores by the end of 2026, with a significant portion shutting down in 2025. Walk through any American mall in the 1990s or 2000s, and Foot Locker was the place to be. The referee-striped shirts, the endless wall of sneakers, the newest Jordan releases. But mall traffic has plummeted, and sneakerheads now line up online instead of in physical stores. Foot Locker isn't giving up entirely. They're closing underperforming mall locations while shifting toward new concept stores outside malls, targeting niche groups like sneaker collectors, children's footwear shoppers, and higher-income customers. It's a full rebrand, but it also means hundreds of familiar Foot Locker stores are turning into retail ghosts. The next retailer on our list has an even more heartbreaking story, one that crafters across America are mourning. Number 7, Joann Fabrics and Crafts. After 80 years of serving crafters, quilters, and DIY enthusiasts, Joann closed all 800 stores in 49 states by the end of May 2025. This closure hit hard. Joann wasn't just a store, it was a community hub. Grandmothers taught granddaughters to sew there. Aspiring fashion designers got their first fabrics there. Countless Halloween costumes, wedding decorations, and school projects started in those aisles. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy twice in 2 years, struggling under approximately $1 billion in debt. They searched desperately for a buyer, but came up empty. When the final stores closed in May, millions of crafters lost their go-to supplier, and thousands of employees lost their jobs. But the retail carnage doesn't stop there. Our number 6 retailer is closing locations at an alarming pace. At number 6, CVS Pharmacy is closing 271 stores in 2025 alone. But here's the kicker. This is part of a larger plan that has already shuttered 900 stores between 2022 and 2024, with more closures planned through 2027. Your neighborhood CVS might not be there next year. The pharmacy giant claims these closures are part of a strategic review following a company-wide restructuring. They're eliminating redundant locations where multiple CVS stores sit too close together and closing stores in areas with declining foot traffic. The real goal? CVS is pivoting from being just a pharmacy to becoming a healthcare services company, focusing on minute clinics and health hubs rather than filling every street corner. While they opened 39 new stores in 2024, the closures far outpaced the openings, fundamentally changing how Americans access their prescriptions. Think that's a lot of closures? Wait until you hear about our number 5 pick. Number 5, Walgreens. This pharmacy giant announced plans to close 1,200 stores across America by 2027, with 500 locations closing in fiscal year 2025 alone. Walk down almost any major street in America and you'll see Walgreens, or at least you used to. The closures represent approximately 14% of Walgreens' total 8,600 stores. CEO Tim Wentworth stated they're optimizing their footprint and controlling operating costs amid brutal reimbursement pressures from insurance companies. Here's what's really happening. Walgreens is getting squeezed from all sides. Online pharmacies like Amazon Pharmacy are stealing customers. Insurance reimbursement rates for prescriptions keep dropping. Retail theft in major cities has made some locations unprofitable. The result? A pharmacy chain that once seemed invincible is rapidly shrinking. If you think pharmacy closures are concerning, our number 4 retailer is closing stores that have defined American department store shopping for over a century. Number 4, Macy's. The legendary department store is closing 66 underproductive stores in 2025 as part of its bold new chapter strategy, with plans to shutter 150 locations total by 2026. Macy's has been an American institution since 1858. The Thanksgiving Day Parade, the iconic Herald Square flagship, Miracle on 34th Street. But nostalgia doesn't pay the bills. Locations in Brooklyn, Boynton Beach, and Philadelphia City Center are among those disappearing. The company isn't dying, it's transforming. Macy's is closing underperforming stores to focus resources on approximately 350 high-priority locations. They're betting that having fewer, better stores is the path forward. But for thousands of employees and millions of loyal shoppers, the closures represent the end of an era. The question is, will this strategy save Macy's or just delay the inevitable? The next retailer might shock you because it includes multiple beloved brands disappearing at once. Coming in at number 3, Liberated Brands. You might not know that name, but you definitely know their stores. Volcom, Billabong, Quicksilver, Spider, RVCA, Roxy, and Honolua. In February 2025, Liberated Brands filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and every single one of their U.S. retail locations closed. For surf, skate, and snowboard enthusiasts, this was devastating. These weren't just clothing stores, they represented an entire lifestyle and culture. What went wrong? Liberated Brands expanded too fast, growing from 67 stores in 2021 to 140 stores by 2022. They couldn't compete with fast fashion giants offering similar styles at lower prices. High interest rates and inflation crushed their business model. While the brand licenses transferred to other operators, meaning you might still find the clothing online or in other stores, the dedicated retail experience is gone forever. Our top 2 retailers represent even bigger closures that are reshaping American retail. Number 2 will make you think twice about where you shop. At number 2, we're combining 2 related brands. Dollar General closed 96 stores and 45 pop-shelf stores in the first quarter of 2025 alone, while Family Dollar closed 370 stores after shutting 600 in 2024. Here's what makes this so significant. Dollar stores exploded during the 2008 recession and COVID-19 pandemic, becoming lifelines for budget-conscious Americans and underserved communities. They saturated the market, putting stores on every corner. Now, they're facing the consequences. Dollar General CEO Todd Vassos admitted the closures, while representing less than 1% of their store base, were necessary to strengthen the foundation of their business. The real story: these stores expanded too aggressively, cannibalizing their own sales. Plus, organized retail theft has made many urban locations unprofitable. For rural and low-income communities losing their local dollar store, it often means losing their only nearby shopping option. But all of these closures pale in comparison to our number one retailer. This closure represents not just lost stores, but the complete disappearance of an American icon that served families for over 40 years, the number one biggest retail closure of 2025, Party City. All 700 company-owned and franchise stores closed permanently by February 2025. This one hurts. For over 40 years, Party City was where birthdays came to life, where graduation celebrations started, where Halloween got its decorations. Every American has a Party City memory, rushing in for last-minute birthday balloons, browsing costume aisles, or picking up themed paper plates for a celebration. Party City filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy twice in recent years, but they couldn't recover. The company announced in December 2024 it was winding down operations entirely. The reasons? Post-pandemic inflation changed consumer behavior. People started spending less on discretionary items like party supplies. Amazon and other online retailers offered cheaper alternatives with home delivery. Dollar stores undercut their prices on basic supplies. By February 28, 2025, every single Party City location was dark. Employees lost their jobs right before the holiday season, suppliers lost a major customer, and American families lost a piece of their celebration traditions. It's not just about balloons and streamers, it's about the end of an era. So there you have it. 10 major retailers closing thousands of stores across America in 2025. But what does this really mean? We're witnessing the most significant retail transformation in modern American history. Over 15,000 store closures in a single year. That's double the number from 2024. Entire shopping malls are becoming ghost towns. Communities are losing access to essential goods and services. Hundreds of thousands of retail jobs are disappearing. The forces driving these closures are relentless. E-commerce, dominance from Amazon, Temu, and Shein. Skyrocketing operational costs for rent, labor, and logistics. Post-pandemic shopping habits that favor online convenience. Economic uncertainty makes consumers more cautious with their spending, but the consequences go beyond empty storefronts. When retailers close, commercial real estate values plummet. Tax revenues decrease, forcing cities to cut services. Jobs vanish from communities that can least afford to lose them. Social gathering spaces disappear. And yes, stores are social spaces where people interact, browse, and experience products together. Here's the thing, though. Retail isn't dying, it's evolving. The retailers that survive will be those that successfully blend digital platforms with optimized physical experiences. Think Apple stores with their Genius bars, think Nike's experiential flagship locations, think grocery stores that double as restaurants. The retail landscape of 2026 and beyond will look radically different from what we've known. Smaller footprints, fewer but better locations. Seamless integration between online and in-store shopping. Personalized experiences powered by AI and data analytics. For consumers, this means significant changes in how and where you shop. Expect more liquidation sales in the coming months. If you have gift cards to these closing retailers, use them now. If there's a local store you love, support it, because it might not be there next year. The retail apocalypse of 2025 isn't just about stores closing. It's about America adapting to a new economic reality. Some see empty storefronts in despair, others see opportunity for reinvention. Either way, the landscape is changing, and we're all witnessing history. What do you think about these retail closures? Have you been affected by any of these store shutterings? Do you prefer online shopping or the traditional in-store experience? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and here's the real question. Which retailer do you think will be next? My money's on more department stores facing pressure, but I'd love to hear your predictions. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the changing American economy. We'll be covering more retail trends, economic analysis, and business stories that affect your daily life. Remember, every closed store tells a story, not just of a business that failed, but of an America that's transforming before our eyes. The question isn't whether retail will survive, it's what retail will become, and we'll be here to cover every twist and turn. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.